Brandon Curry and Hadi Choopan. Who is the better Mr. Olympia champion? These two dudes, both one-time Mr. Olympia champions, as is. Their careers are not over yet. And the way things are going in bodybuilding, these guys may very well end up being a 2, maybe even a 3-time Mr. Olympia champion. You never know. But this is their first time anyway, winning 2019 for Brandon Curry. Hadi Choopan was there. 2022 for Hadi Choopan. And of course, Brandon Curry was there. So they each have victories over each other. And of course, Brandon defeated Hadi a couple more times too. 2020, 2021. But let's go through these shots and use their winning versions to see who is the better one-time Mr. Olympia champion. There's plenty of them out there, including Sean Roden. If you ask me, Sean Roden may outrank both of these guys, but anyway, that's just my opinion. Brandon Curry, he has a structure that Hadi will never touch. He has maybe the smaller midsection on a bigger guy. I mean, even if their midsections are the same size, the bigger guy ends up looking like he has a smaller waist. Hadi's looks very tight in the front double. Other poses, it does look a little bit wide. But having said that, his torso, I don't think it's quite as massive in the upper body as Brandon Curry is. And Brandon is ultimately winning in the arms. So I think, yeah, I would give the front double to Curry. The condition, Hadi has an edge in condition, I would say, as far as the wheels are concerned. Go to the next shot here. And this is a very interesting matchup, guys. I like these one-time champions. They get such bad press. I mean, they're an Olympia champion, and everybody stacks them up to the other ones, Ronnie Coleman's, things of that nature, and they say, oh, they're no good. They're no good. Hey, they were the best guy on the stage that night, and Brandon Curry, 2019, this front lat spread is among some of the best of all. Line up all the Mr. Olympia champions. I'm telling you right now, in a front lat spread, I mean, obviously you'll see Dorian Yates, but Brandon Curry, he's defeating Hadi Choopan in a very strong pose for Hadi. I mean, this is one of Hadi's stronger poses. So to say you're defeating Hadi in a front lat spread, you gotta have some serious heat. And Brandon Curry does definitely have that. Turn to the side. And here is another situation. I mean, this is, Brandon Curry, 2019. He was so much better than this year, guys. So Hadi took advantage of that. Food for thought, though. Food for thought. You see this side chest development? This is probably the only shot that Brandon was probably even better. But the only one that he was just as good anyway. I mean, look at the size of the guy. Huge. But like I said, all of the other shots, more food for your thought. His wheels were probably bigger at the Olympia 2019 than they were just this past year. So it was more of an upper body mass that he did put on, which hurt his balance. Definitely hurt his balance. Here's a hoo-ah pose for Hadi Choopan. Look at that thin skin for Hadi and for Brandon. Brandon 2019, he was massive. Might have been slightly more conditioned at the Arnold that year, but hey, it was good enough to win the Olympia, right? Hard to judge this one. Bring on a hoo-ah for Brandon Curry. And this is a hoo-ah versus hoo-ah. From the side, I don't want to, say bad stuff about our current Mr. Olympia champion. But from the side, he's probably not the best. He squats down a little bit too much. Wheels look good. Just the upper body separation, maybe not the best. And it is a luxurious physique here that Brandon Curry brought to the 2019 Olympia. And, if you look at the roster that year, placing third was maybe the best Hadi Choopan that I've ever seen. But that's a story for another day. Let's look at the back. I was very impressed with Hadi's back this year. It was thick. It was wide. It was massive. He actually probably has a wider back than Curry. And Curry known for that width. Curry, he doesn't have the drawn out glutes, dug out hamstrings, I don't think, of Hadi Choopan. And he doesn't have the thick lat insertions of Hadi Choopan. The only thing I'd give Curry here is maybe an edge in the traps. Good V-taper, but ditto with Hadi. So yeah, Hadi comes on strong, losing from the front and the side, but he can catch up if he gets both back shots. And here's the rear double. I was more impressed with the rear double, or with the rear lat spread with Hadi than in the rear double. No, I'm not saying he's losing this. I'm not saying he's losing. He has a better... The proportions are a little bit better. Upper, lower body. His wheels are nice and diced, nice and dug out hamstrings. And that is one aspect that Curry lacks. So yeah, Curry's awesome from the front. He's outstanding from the side. But from the back, this is definitely a weak point for Brandon Curry. He's not getting bullied, mind you. His condition's not that bad, mind you. So I just counted as what? 2 points? 2 points for Hadi. But I already had Brandon Curry way ahead. Let's look at the abs and thigh, because it is still anybody's ball game. Brandon Curry 2019, those abs need more separation for sure. His quads look peeled. Look at that. Huh? Not bad at all. Silhouette looks good too. Actually, everything on Curry I like here better than Hadi, except for the abs themselves. That makes a difference. Here's the finals for Brandon Curry, and as you can plainly see, he has the ab separation to match Hadi. I don't think it's as deeply cut abs for Brandon Curry here, but he is winning in the silhouette. He's winning in the shape, the overall shape. I don't know, though. You could give it an old coin toss, a old flick of the coin for the abs and thigh. Pretty close matchup, guys. And the most muscular? I'd give this one to Curry. He has a round fullness of his muscles, and I think he is conditioned enough to defeat the less complete, more conditioned, smaller man, Hadi Choopan. The guy's ripped to shreds. You can see that, each muscle fiber in the chest, that is incredible. Incredible. But more complete, what do I mean? Look at the arms, guys. Look at the arms. Those biceps, those triceps of Curry, reaching all the way down to those forearms, which he's winning on too. Forearms. Neither guy you're going to want to call Dorian Yates in the cab department. So yeah, ultimately, I think the better one-time champion is Brandon Curry. So who has a better chance to be a two-time champion? Brandon Curry? Is that what I'm saying? Sing. Yeah, I guess that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know if Hadi has what it takes to come back next year and win. A lot of people are going to be gunning for that title. It's not going to be like a race for second place like it was this year. And it didn't end up being that way, which will make everybody realize that it's anybody's ball game. So they're going to come in better maybe than they've ever have. 2023, could be the best Olympia of all time. That's what we were all saying about this year. Hit thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I got Brandon Curry. And I have Sean Roden outranking both of these two dudes. Subscribe, guys. Have a nice one.